Welcome to the first installment of the Appendix Series. This series is a continuation of the Infinite Energy files, making callbacks to what was discussed in those videos but touching individual topics that were not important for the theory, while expanding on it with new information. The idea for this video started as an attempt to refute BirdKeeperToby's video talking about who he thinks are the remaining Kimono family members corresponding to the 3 evolutions that don't belong to any of the Kimono Girls from Johto. And while the first half of my video still tries to disprove Toby's theory, it takes another direction in the second half, and a very interesting one. So, Toby says that the Sylveon, Leafeon and Glaceon representatives are Valerie, Erika and Bryson, and while I completely agree on Valerie, partially on Erika, I strongly disagree on Bryson, and I think there is someone who fits the part better. First, let's recapitulate what I explained about the Kimono Girls in the previous 3 videos. They are the descendants of the people who built the ruins of Alph and the Sinjo ruins. This is why they worship Ho-Oh. In part 2, I explained that Ho-Oh's power works with infinite energy, making the Kimono family guardians of this energy. As stated by Captain Stern, the ritual dance that the Kimono Girls perform can only be executed by women of the family. They also are Bill's sisters, and their father worked at Seamobile. Knowing all of this and a bit more of information that I'll explain next, we can assume that there is a honorary Kimono Girl, and this woman is none other than Cynthia. Let me explain. First, Cynthia is an archaeologist who researched the Sinjo ruins and knows about how the ritual dance the Kimono Girls practiced started as a way of worshipping Arceus. In Black and White 2, she has a Glaceon. In her team, she also has a Spiritomb. A Spiritomb is a Pokémon made out of souls. As I mentioned in part 2, the father of the current Kimono Girls worked at Seamobile, which was the project to generate infinite energy using the life force of Pokémon. This man went to this place as part of the Kimono family, as a guardian of the infinite energy. In this place, Devon Corporation tried to use a Spiritomb as a source of energy, using the souls trapped inside the odd keystone. Cynthia also has a Lucario, Pokémon which I already explained in part 3 is really sensitive to infinite energy. As you can see, Cynthia has a connection to the Kimono family, but the most convincing piece of evidence is this. The Sinjo ruins were built by 2 clans of people, one from Johto and one from Sinnoh. The one from Johto is the one that built the ruins of Alph. After building the Sinjo ruins, they went back to Johto and started worshipping Ho-Oh, using dance and music. Now, it is mentioned in the games that the cultures of both regions blended. That's why we see influence of both of them in the ruins and also in the culture of both regions, being noticeable in many places, such as the similarities between Celebi's shrine and the one we see in Celestic Town, Cynthia's hometown, making her a descendant of the people from Sinnoh who built the Sinjo ruins. Probably while researching about the Sinnoh legends, Cynthia ended up having contact with the Kimono Girls and learned about their traditions. But there is something more connecting her to the Kimono family, and here is where this theory takes another direction. In Platinum, Cynthia's team received a new addition, Togekiss. Togekiss is the final evolution of Togepi, a quite rare Pokémon, and also a connection to the Kimono Girls. In the games, Togepi can only be obtained in not conventional ways. Island Scan, Poké Radar, Friend Safari, or the White Forest. The only way to obtain it outside of those methods is hatching eggs given by some NPCs. In Platinum, Cynthia herself gives to the player a Togepi egg. In the Johto remakes, we receive the Togepi egg in these games called Mystery Egg from Professor Elm, who got it from Mr. Pokémon, who obtained it from the Kimono Girls. They tasked Mr. Pokémon to give the egg to someone who showed true potential and had the right connection with Pokémon. This is related to the Dex entries for Togepi's evolutions. You can also get Togepi from a gentleman in the water labyrinth from the Sevi Islands. After giving you the egg, he will say, "I was given that egg when I was abroad. I'm happy that I found someone like you." This means that he was looking for someone who really deserved having that egg. And I am not saying that he is Mr. Pokémon, but he totally is. But why will the Kimono Girls be interested in Togepi? Well, there are three possibilities. In the anime, Togepi is shown to be able to open portals to other worlds, which means it can manipulate infinite energy, energy the Kimono Girls protect. Also, there is the possibility that Togepi is an ancient Pokémon going extinct. In the anime, Ash finds a Togepi egg in a fossil excavation, meaning it could be an ancient Pokémon, and one of the Dex entries for Togekiss states that it is getting harder to find. The Kimono family kinda acts as lore keepers of the region, worshipping Ho-Oh, Pokémon that appears in the paintings from the ruins of Alph, along some fossil Pokémon. And Cynthia is an archaeologist who will really be interested on an ancient Pokémon. Not to mention, there are only 6 trainers in the whole series who use Togepi and its evolutions, meaning it really is a rare Pokémon. And the other possibility is a very weird one, but maybe the most interesting one. Togepi may be from the future. As I mentioned, Cynthia is from Celestic Town, place where we see a shrine that looks like Celebi's. Celebi's shrine is next to Azalea Town, home to people who, as I mentioned in part 2, are descendants of the ones who built the ruins of Alph. Well, there are some interesting coincidences between some Pokédex entries for Celebi and Togekiss. It has the power to travel across time, but it is said to appear only in peaceful times. It will never appear where there is strife. As you can see, they only appear in peaceful times. And if you watch parts 1 and 2, you know that I think that the Kalos War caused a dark age that lasted 1500 years, ending when people from the peaceful regions of Johto and Sinnoh built the Sinjo ruins. But how does this relate to Togekiss being from the future? Well, when Celebi disappears deep in the forest, it is said to leave behind an egg it brought from the future. A mysterious egg, you may say. Or maybe a combination of the three possibilities. Togepi has control over infinite energy. This is why it can open portals. At the same time, it may be an ancient Pokémon that is going extinct. But Celebi brings a Togepi egg from other ages to peaceful times. This is the end of the first installment of the Appendix Series. In the next video, Mr. Pokemon appears again and helps us to understand the origins of the Johto region. Good luck and see you soon!